Hey, y'all. So, I can't really call myself. Well, I can. It's. I can't really call myself an atheist. Not how most atheists would want me to proclaim myself. Because as I'm getting older, as I'm getting better, as I'm learning more about life and people, and as I'm understanding more, it's hard for me to 100% deny the existence of any higher power, higher being. Now, I'm not about to go and be a fucking born again Christian or any bullshit like that. I ain't about to start going to fucking mass or be picking up every fucking holy text. But from everything that I see, from a lot of what I see, it's hard to deny it. And my reasoning, it happens to be rather simple. It's hard to acknowledge the possibilities when you're so angry that you're closed off. No. Every atheist will talk about compassion and generosity, but the proof's not in the pudding with them, for the most part. The religious people are the people who give more to charity. The religious people are the people who more often do things that are more charitable and generous and that they don't have to do. Now, is it partly because they have a religious conviction to do so? Yeah, definitely. But it's also it's the anonymous charity, or the charity that isn't looking for any kind of repayment in any way, shape, or form, is where you find yourself, for lack of a better term, in the presence of God. You go and hmm. It's, now that I've been doing a lot better, I'm seeing the little things that well, this couldn't have just happened by chance. And granted, I can say that, love, the feeling of love, is where we find that. The feeling, it's in the generosity, the compassion, the doing it because it's your duty to, and doing it because, well, you'll feel better about yourself, you'll feel better about the world, you'll feel better about people. The atheist community at large, it's largely just assholes. Like I saw, there's this one atheist group on Facebook that I'm a part of, and the other day, either somebody shared it into the group or one of the admins in the group shared it. It looked like a Catholic priest at one of those fucking masses, and it essentially, that's taking place essentially in a stadium. Somebody runs onto the stage and pushes the old priest off the stage. You know, all the comments were fucking people laughing and this and that and saying shitty comments. Like, no. Like, that's a man of the cloth in his 70s who's spending pretty much every waking moment in fucking in service of others, in service of his higher power. You know, if there was proof of him being some kind of fucking pedophile or something, I'd probably have a completely different tune on it. But even then, that's an old man. Like, that's somebody who isn't seriously going to put up a fucking struggle. Like, even if that did turn to a struggle, she came behind him while he's at the edge of the stage and pushed the old man off. Fucking making him hit fucking the floor face first. Like, if you had any shreds of decency in you at all, you wouldn't be fucking finding that funny. Just, you know, an out of context shit like that. Even if if it was as part of like a fucking an act or a show or some kind of comedy, then sure, but just that little 5-second clip, no, you're a fucking cunt. And you deserve to be called a cunt. You know, it's fucking... You know, I don't know how to describe it. You know, when you have a sense of duty and you're carrying on that, you're actually carrying through with that duty, like, the world feels better, everything feels great. You know, like, the days that I leave feeling the best are the days that I feel like I did the most for the people that I work with. You know, it's where I feel like I did a good service for people. Not because I'm looking for some kind of recognition, because I'm looking for personal recognition. For my own recognition. You know, to prove myself wrong, and you know, I'm partly because I just can't take a compliment, and partly because I've realized how humble I am. You know, like, people compliment me, and it's like, they're giving me all the praise in the fucking world, and it's like, it's no big deal, man. It's what I'm supposed to, you know, you do what you gotta do. Because that's the truth. You know, find me any religious prophet who'd actually be, like, any prophet of any religion. You know, fucking Buddha, Jesus. Maybe not Muhammad. Moses, Abraham, you know. Find me any of these motherfuckers who would disagree. You know, like and it's hard to disagree with a lot of religious messages. You know, even if, like Sam Harris, you might have gotten there through other means, or like Jordan Peterson, you might have gotten there mainly through studying all of the religions of the world, you know, and looking at all these different religions through a psychological lens as he does. it's not, there has to be something out there. There has to be. Because, like, when I look, just, when I'm doing something for someone that I care about, you know, whether it's, you know, it's, all these people are going to be people I work with, but, you know, when I'm helping out my father, or when I'm coming in to, like tomorrow, I'm going to be going in early to help out a bit more, to help my boss out a bit more. You know, when I'm running food for this girl I went to school with, who I absolutely fucking adore this girl. Like, I would trust her with life and limb and everything else. You know, I'm not doing it because I'm looking for appreciation. I'm doing it because it's what's right, you know? And that might seem like a lot of little things, but when that takes up fucking, for the most part, 5 days out of my week, you know, with very few days me being at home to do anything, it's not like, I'm trying to reach any goal or anything. Well, I am. My goal is to be the best that I can be, and how do I measure that? I measure that in what I'm doing for other people, whether or not I'm living up to my own personal expectations of what people can be and should do. You know, like when this friend I had, who I would do absolutely anything for, she could call me up tomorrow after us having not fucking talked for months, for whatever fucking reason. She closed that door, so I'm gonna let her open up that door back up when she wants to. You know, if she were to call me up tomorrow, I'd try and do whatever I could. You know, it's, my buddy Randall has been having a pretty rough go of it lately. So, you know, there's been a few times as of late where it's just like, alright, what time do you get off of work? Alright, you're coming over to my house after you get out. You know, he'll come over and we'll smoke, or sometimes we'll smoke, sometimes we'll just sit and chat. And after a couple hours, he goes home feeling 10 times better than he did. You know, pain shared is pain halved, joy shared is joy doubled. You know, and it's in doing that you find yourself in the presence of God. You know, you do what you can for others just because you can. You know, like, and I'm a very easy person. Like, it's just being in the presence of somebody who I really care about helps a great amount. You know, like, my father's become one of my best friends. I can't explain how good it is to see him 4 or 5 days a week because we fucking work together, you know? That's somebody who I can always immediately go to on that, you know? It's like fucking, well, not just go to on that about work, but like go to him about anything, you know? And we wouldn't have gotten to that point if he wasn't of the mind of the father of the prodigal son, and if I hadn't, grown up and realized it's not worth it to hold on to everything. It's in that I'm not gonna fucking find myself at a church anytime soon. But whether you want to call it karma or God, whatever the fuck, just by being a good person, just by doing what's right, being good for goodness sake, doing what's right because it's right, that's what's going to lead you to the light. That's what's going to give you the empowerment and be like, alright, I can do this, like I've been to hell and back. And it's a hell prison of my own making within my own mind, but still, hell is hell. Winston Churchill said, if you find yourself in hell, keep on going. Because nobody's gonna get you through it on your own. And that's what I've come to realize. You want to make a change, you can sit there bitching about this, that, and the third. You can sit there so pent up and so angry and everything. And you might be justified in your anger. But that doesn't mean that it's worth holding on to. That doesn't mean that holding on to the anger is what's right. It's... Like I said, few of my coworkers I absolutely cannot stand, either because of their personality or their work ethic, the lack thereof, or some combination. And I still do what I can for them because it's what's right. And especially when you're doing shit for people that you care about, for people that you love, like when I help out my old friend, and, she gives me a sincere thank you because she's fucking stressed out and she's tired. When I'm having my buddy Randall come over for a couple hours after work just so that he's not going home feeling the same way. Partly because it's his home situation that's getting him where he is mentally, but and for when I'm doing things for the one girl that I'm really into, that the only reason that I didn't ask her out already, because when I was ready to, number one, it was like she was going on vacation 2 days later than when I was going to ask, so it was like, alright, that's a week and a half before I have another chance. And the last paycheck, because I missed a couple of days, pretty goddamn late. So it's like I can't be a broke ass taking her out. You know, and when I do something for her, and, you know, sometimes it's noticed, sometimes it's not. But I know for a fact that she's appreciative of it, you know? I know for a fact that she notices. Whether or not she notices the reason for it, that's a different story. And I'll probably have the video at some point about that, if that goes anywhere. And my feelings on it either way. You know, it's... You know, if I get rejected, am I gonna fucking stop being how I am? No. Because I don't know this girl very well, but I haven't seen a single thing that I don't like. You know, I haven't seen a single reason not to be, for all intents and purposes, to try and still measure up to the only way that I can describe it is perfection. You know, like, this girl is, appearance-wise, 10 times out of, like, fucking 10 times out of my league. Like, I'm a 4 and she's a 10. You know, but the looks isn't what sustains anything, you know, and I can sense she's got a good core to her. I can sense that she's a good person, that she's a good girl, young woman, and that she's got the potential for greatness in her, and, you know, helping to make sure the job goes by smoothly, and that at least, you know, that I'm doing the best that I can, you know, especially since I'd rather be working than sitting and hanging out talking, even with her. You know, like, I see something that has to get done, we're talking, and it's like, hold that thought, dear. And I go and I take care of it, and maybe we pick up the conversation the next time that we get a chance, maybe not. But, you know, it's doing what you can, again, doing what you can because it's what's right. You know, if I'm infatuated with this girl as much as I say I am, why am I not going to try and make sure that her job shifts go smoothly? Why am I not going to try and make sure that, you know, if I haven't seen her put in any food, asking if, you know, asking if she's going to eat, making sure that she's going to eat, you know. Since I don't often eat at the job, you know, if she's like, nah, I don't really want to pay for anything, be like, well, use my meal. What do you want? You know, like, well, what do you want? I'll cover it, you know? It's like, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. That's enough. I'm rambling on. I've hit fucking 6 different topics in this fucking video, and I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna title it, so thank you for letting me fucking ramble on again, YouTube.